How's it going, everybody? So I was a little hesitant to use the word inconsistencies in the title because everyone would immediately assume the worst because of the somewhat negative connotation of the word. Or maybe it's my fault since I've set that trend. But it doesn't really have to mean that. In the case today, we can sometimes clearly tell that it was intended to be different. Other times I have no idea. But yeah, out of stamina attacks. Everyone knows that your attacks become slower when you throw them while out of stamina. The parry window also increases to 400 milliseconds and you fall down if parried. But I want to talk about the slowdown of the attacks today. The general rule is that an attack is slowed down by 300 milliseconds. That goes for both lights and heavies. We have characters that perfectly follow that rule. Lawbringer is a good example. And also Orochi. His top light got changed to 466 and his out of stamina equivalent perfectly follows the same 300 millisecond rule, meaning it's 766. Another example is Kensei. He had his side light speed changed and the out of stamina one follows suit. Unlike Warden's side lights were 600 milliseconds before his rework, and his out of stamina ones have not been changed. They're still 900 milliseconds. Now, is that a big deal on first glance? No, it clearly isn't, but we also don't know whether Yubi just forgot to change them, or if this was because of animation change issues. Maybe the attack would look weird if it was fast and they decided to keep it like that. An issue we have here though is that Warden cannot land an out of stamina side light after a guard break. That attack is blockable unlike the top light. Like I said, this isn't a big deal either, but it might be confusing to some people why one 500 millisecond attack works, but not the other. Oromusha has a similar problem. His top heavy opener is 600 milliseconds, but the out of stamina version is 1200. If it followed the 300 millisecond rule, meaning a 900 millisecond attack, then you could land it on a light parry while out of stamina, yet this is not the case. This is just speculation here because we don't know what the actual reason for it is, especially not why they decided to double the length of the attack instead of going to the threshold. But Oromusha isn't the only character that got assigned seemingly random numbers. Hito also has way longer out of stamina heavies than she should have. Her light animation is also deceptively fast. But I'm not going to bore you with every single character, so what about the guard break vulnerability then? I've talked about these thresholds repeatedly. Do lights maintain the 100 milliseconds just because they're lights? And what about the 400 millisecond lights that are 700 while out of stamina? And let me just give you the all clear here. The minimum guard break vulnerability I measured was 400 milliseconds. That means that you can heavy feint guard break. Well, you'll succeed most of the time. Overall, the whole topic isn't such a big deal, at least I don't think it is. Some outliers certainly are weird and I have no solid explanation for them. What's your experience here? Have you ever had problems with out of stamina attacks because they were too slow, deceptively fast, or anything else? I don't necessarily think we need absolute consistency between attacks, but maybe I'm missing something. Let me know, guys. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters, everybody.